Hi everyone, it's Sherry here with the SSS September Card Kit, and it's a really fun kit, and it's all about library books and some really fun stuff. I did have a walkthrough planned for this kit, and I shot it, and in my haste to get my art journal feature done, I ended up deleting the footage, so I'm really sorry. So I will kind of try to tell you about some of the product as I'm going through the process of making my card. So I've cut up some papers, and these are October afternoon, and I've added some little foam squares, and these little squares are 1.25 inches wide or square. And so then I have one of the pieces of paper from the kit, and it's kind of like manila cardstock, but it's actually the cream Nina cardstock. So right now I'm kind of just putting a pencil mark on that little piece to kind of help me guide where I want to stamp my little books and shelves. I was really fortunate to have gotten one of these Misties, and this is like a stamp positioner piece, and it's left-handed, so it's my first left-handed tool ever. This is a really new product, and I'm just kind of sneak peeking it here for you. I'll give you a little bit more detail on my blog, but it has a magnetic back, and you can see I just put the magnet piece down in there and butted the card or the cardstock strip to the right corner. And so now I'm just going to position my stamp right onto that piece of paper. And I've already used my stamps. I've made a couple cards, which you can also see on my blog. So since this is a straight line, and sometimes these bend a little bit, it's really easy to go ahead and position that right onto your paper. Then you fold that flap over, and I will check this to make sure that my line is on the grid. And it's really nice because it does have that grid mark, so you can check all your stamps before you go and stamp. So this is the beginning of the shelf, and I am going to pick out some khaki ink for this because it kind of looks like wood. And so it's really easy to do. You're just going to ink this up as if it was your acrylic block. What I love about this positioner is you just get to flip that back over and go ahead and press down, kind of like a Fisker's stamp press. It's about that thickness, and so you can go ahead and press on your fingers. Then you can check your work, and if you didn't get enough ink on there, you can go ahead and re-ink, and it will position it right back to where you had it. So I'm happy with that one, so I'm going to go ahead and change my stamps. So next I'm going to add a couple books onto my shelf, and I have one of the larger ones here. These are really fun because you can flip them upside down or make them so they're leaning on each other. So again, I've put my stamp on my paper, I've shut my Misty, and now it's gripped onto the left side, and I'll be using orange peel for this. The orange peel goes really well with some of the cardstocks that are in the kit. And I don't think I've said this yet, but they are from October afternoon, and they're cut in a different way this time. They're in a 4x8, so it's really great if you like to make square cards. You can cut them in half and you have 2 sheets of 4x4. So now I've inked that up with that orange peel, and I can go ahead and press that down. And again, I'm just going to flip that up, check my work, and if I'm happy with that, I can go ahead and move on to my other books. I have finished stamping my shelf items, so I have a plant and a couple books, and here I have a message that I do want to cut in half. So I'm using my little cutter bee scissors. I just want to make sure I get it right in between those letters. It is a small greeting, and I'm going to position these on top and on bottom of my strip there so it stamps onto that background paper. And I want to line this up just to the right side, or just to that orange book that I have on the right side. So I'm going to put one above and one below, and once I have that well positioned, I'll go ahead and flip my Misty over, and again I'm going to be using this grid, and I'll go ahead and give this an inspection and make sure that my letters are all lined up. And I'm just going to, since it's a clear stamp, it's kind of hard, so I just want to make sure that I can kind of lift it and give that a good check. And once I'm happy with that, I can go ahead and ink this up. And I'll be using the Simon Says Stamp black ink for this, since I just want a nice true black. And it's both of them, so I am inking at the same time, and it's really easy to do 2 messages at the same time. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and shut my Misty, get my head over the top, make sure that I really have everything lined up, and give that a good press. Like I said before, if you didn't get your inking done really well, and I can see on the right side of book, it's not as inked as strongly as the rest, so I went ahead and added a little bit more ink, and I can press that down and I get a perfect impression. So to finish my card up, I just assembled everything onto a khaki cardstock, and I also used some of the wooden buttons that are included in the kit, and those are by Teresa Collins. I love how the soft colors go together, and it kind of reminds me of an old school library. I hope I've inspired you for ideas to use with your Simon Says Stamp September card kit, and thanks for watching.